The Stephie Smalls Show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a free Refs or Terrace t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. Get all your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup College Baseball World Series and NBA Finals on the SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps.
Are you ready?
Happy Monday, everyone. I was going to make some like 6-9 joke, but I couldn't think of anything witty enough before the show started. Some of you will complain about this show, but the adults are going to be excited because we are going to be talking about the next major championship. It is US Open week. I am bringing on Jason Rouslin to talk to me about everything that we need to talk about as far as this championship goes. And then producer Ryan is going to jump on with me. I don't know what he has planned. There will be some NBA bets, but without further ado, let's bring on Jason Rouslin with Gambly, which is exciting. I was just all over Gambly today because I knew you were coming on. And it's fantastic.
I'm gonna put you to a test. So you had to, get ready for the test. I'm gonna tell you, put you through everything that we've got on Gambly. No, I'm just kidding. Kidding, Stephie. I'm not gonna do that to you. Not on our first time here, at least.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you want to tell everyone just like briefly about it quick before we jump into this major championship that's upon us?
Yeah, U.S. Open, it's always the toughest test of golf, right? But Gambly, we've got a couple of different things going on. First off, we're an AI-powered sports betting company, and our main product, Gambly Chat, allows you to basically create anything you're looking for. So this week, U.S. Open odds, all you got to do is type that into our little chat interface there. You're going to get every available bet that we have for the U.S. Open, and, of course, through all of the sports books that you want to bet them on. So it's really cool. You can do odds comp right on the screen, in your first 2 seconds. Then we've got something called Gambly Bot. And Stephie, I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Now, this is awesome. Yeah.
This is some really cool stuff, which hopefully maybe we'll use a little bit today. What you do is if you have an influencer on Twitter or wherever, Discord, that shares a bet or a bet slip, you at Gambly Bot with the sportsbook that you want to bet it at, and we will give you a slip to that sportsbook from those bets. It's really cool. First of its kind technology kind of thing. And yeah, we're really excited about it. It's a lot of fun, makes tailing a lot easier. So that's what we're going for there for sure.
And us degenerates, we're a little bit lazy. So it's like, you don't have to do as much work. I might love a bet and you know what? I don't want to go in there and put it all together. So this does it for you.
Yeah, GamblyBot does that for you. Exactly. It's me coming from the DFS world, it's like an optimizer. I don't got to do anything. Just push a button.
Yeah.
It's right there for me. That's what I love.
Absolutely fantastic. So you're on, obviously, because it's U.S. Open week. I tweeted out before. It's kind of this like no prisoners, no mercy type of event at Oakmont. Yes. People are going to talk nonstop about the course and an overview and all of this. Like, what just stands out in general about Oakmont to you when we're talking about the U.S. Open?
Yeah, I think Xander, I don't know if you've seen some of the quotes today, but like Xander said it best. He's like, when people tune into the U.S. Open, you don't want to see people flying it out of the green from 200 yards and sticking it to 6 feet. They want to see people struggling. They want to see +8. They want to see par as a good score. And yeah, I think Oakmont's going to deliver that this week for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to hear the word accuracy a lot when we're talking about the U.S. Open here. You want to hit fairways because the cost of errors here are going to be quite large when you do miss the fairway. So between, off the tee, anyone that's been a little wacky off the tee, I'm struggling to click, especially as far as, outrights go. You want these, there's a lot of bunkers as well. They're very, very sloped fairways. So like we said, massive greens. You want consistent scramblers, all of that. It's a true full bag test that you're getting.
Most definitely. And the thing that I think people get a little bit lost in when they're trying to look at golfers that they think are going to play well here, when we look at Dustin Johnson's win back in 2016, he led the field in driving distance, but what he also was top 10 in accuracy or top 20 in accuracy. So that blend of distance and accuracy, which definitely scares me a little bit about Bryson DeChambeau this week, not going to lie. If he's got that going, might be tough to beat this week here at this course. I mean, I know Scotty Scheffler's our guy, but DeChambeau, if he can, if he can keep the ball in the fairway more than 65% of the time here this week, I really think
he is going to be tough to beat. And I don't know, do you have any futures like going into the week?
Oh, just a small one on a guy that I don't even want to tell you because he's like starting to show form, but he's going to let us down. It's Cameron Young.
I bet him at like the beginning. What is up with you guys? You cannot get enough.
Just quit him. We just can't quit him in this industry. I don't know what it is. I had him in like 250 to 1, and he's not going to win. And now that he's starting to show form, it's like, oh, maybe he will.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed. So I have Alrayan Sam Burns. I hate it now. I have it 101 on it. I hate it now because the putting in the playoffs made me sick. Like I was very excited to have this 101 in my back pocket here. Don't feel as great. He has been trending in the right direction the way that I was noticing when I placed this bet. I don't know that is going to do anything for me, but there we go. We have the Sam Burns. I do have a Bryson ticket. I have a bad feeling about Bryson, and I don't know what it is. And maybe it's just because it makes so much sense that I don't feel as good about it. But if he can get his irons truly like locked in and is so dialed here, it could be over.
It could be. Let's talk about Sam Burns for a second, because there was a knock on him that he couldn't perform in the biggest events, right? Or at the majors, at least. We see him win like the WGC FedEx. We see him win some big events, but never performed in majors. But he got that T9 last year at the U.S. Open. So we've got a good start at the Canadian Open last week. Our putter's starting to come around. We know that's his weapon there. So I'm kind of glad you brought him up because we could be primed for something here. I mean, hey, T19 at the PGA Championship a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I do think Burns is trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and you look at he has 5 top 20s and then 2 top 5s amongst that. Like there's just a lot to like about Burnsy here, but can he finish to win? Like I think for anyone, like a top 20 bet is probably beautiful on Burns. Like I have faith that we will see him and he will have a solid showing, but do I think that Burns can finish? I don't know.
I mean, I think we're still waiting to see it. Almost like the Joaquin Neiman scenario, right? The guy wins every week on the Live Tour, but he just had his first top 10, in a major, a couple of weeks ago at the PGA as well. So interesting kind of dichotomy between those two players. Both pretty good, both still pretty young as well, but still just haven't gotten it done in majors. Really interested to see.
Yeah, and so you bring up Neiman, and one of the things I was going to ask you, because I keep going back to Rahm. He's not getting talked about a lot. He won at Torrey in 2021. Like there's reasons to like him, how he performs at courses like this, these more difficult courses. I'm drawn to him this week. I have not placed any bet on him quite yet. Last 3 majors, all top 15s. We saw him in, this is the difference. And my big knock on Rahm was always like, I can't stand the tantrums. Like the tantrums on the course, I can't do it. You're like,
but you're a Steve girl, I should say too. At the same time, the tantrums are different.
His are not cute. Rahm's are not cute. But what we saw at the last major is Rahm did not he was not getting frustrated. He looked like he was enjoying himself and he was playing well. So I like that going into this. I like that we have consistency. I like that he seems to have his emotions a little bit more in check. But between him and then Neiman, like you said, who, he's won 4 out of the 8 live events. Again, sometimes it's hard to kind of figure out how do we quantify that as far as versus these PGA players. But I do like the course fit for Neiman when we do look at the success he's had on tour.
Yeah, it's definitely. And I think that he's got the talent to win one of these. There's no doubt about it. But obviously getting it done at a major championship is a whole different level. I do think that I keep going back to there's 3 or 4 guys on the Live Tour that I truly do miss. And I think the Memorial was a great kind of indication of what the PGA Tour is missing, right? Scotty won by, what was it, 3 or 4 against Ben Griffin. And to Ben Griffin, his unbelievable season. I'm thinking about starting creating myself because of it. Guy goes from a mortgage salesman to a top player on tour. It's pretty great. But what we did miss was we missed Bryson, we missed Rahm, we missed Neiman, who especially at Jack's place. I mean, we know Rom would have been right there, right? I miss those guys. But I think that what we're seeing outside of really Bryson DeChambeau, these live guys are not performing well at majors or as well as you want them to. Rom's starting to come around, but I do think there's something to be said there about the competition that they're facing. Obviously, guaranteed pay, they don't care all that much. Obviously, Neiman continues to win, don't get me wrong, but we just haven't quite seen it over here. I think the competition is still the best on the PGA Tour, and that's why I think maybe we've seen Liv struggle a little bit here recently in these games. But with that being said, Rom did look so much better at Augusta, at least when I was at Augusta. But the temperament was definitely better, and that's obviously when that guy's got his temperament, he's got the skills to be the best player in the world. There's no doubt about it. Regardless of him not winning in Liv or not, that doesn't really matter. He's clearly said, in a way, I don't really care about Liv all that much. Like, I'm here and I'm going to play good, but, like, I get up for the majors. So when that clicks, he's going to win. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. It could be this week. It is a good course fit for Rom if he can have that blend of distance and accuracy that we talked about. He's a guy that definitely can. If he gets that, 10-yard, 5-yard cut working for him, again, could be a player that I suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And, speaking of temperament, another guy who's also on Liv that has a little bit, I used to call them the Tantrum brothers, is Hatton. Hatton's popped for me a little bit.
Oh my God.
But I can't get there, and I see he's going to be a little bit popular this week. In or out on Hatton, I guess.
Oh, man. This is a tough one for me. I'm probably out on an outright. I don't mind a top 20 placement. I think that he shows he's got enough skills to compete in these tournaments. But again, I think I'd rather go elsewhere. I mean, where's he? Probably like 40-1 if I had to guess. I didn't look at it. 66-1 on ESPN. It's not bad. Not gonna lie to you. 55 at FanDuel, 60 at Hard Rock. That's not bad.
Interesting. Might have to take a look at that. Some of those numbers. He might be a nice matchup guy too in some of these matchups with how the books value him. Okay, here's a guy. I want to talk about the 60 range. Victor Hovland is 60-1. His top 20 is plus 230. He has a win this year. Okay. He has not played a lot of golf this year, is something as well. He has a T21 at the Masters, T28 at the PGA, 6 straight made cuts. What are we doing with Hovland? Are we doing nothing with Hovland? Are we in on Hovland? He's accurate off the tee. Like, where are you at with Hovland?
You might be one of my favorite golfers to listen. Oh my God! Where he doesn't really care about what people think about him. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels, where his state of his game is. If it's awful, if he's going to tell us to smoke some weed because he's the odds favorite. I mean, this guy this is him on. He's pretty great. Are we playing him this week? Well, again, he fits the mold of a guy that can hit it 340 and hit 70% of his fairways if he's rocking. Iron control hasn't been great this year. We know that scrambling is a problem. But with 5-inch rough around the greens, it's going to be a problem for Jordan Spieth, let alone for Victor Hovland. So I do feel in those kind of scenarios where it's going to be really hard for everybody, the lesser part of his skill is maybe not so much as exposed as it would be on a course where people can chip in all the time. So with that being said, I think that Hovland's a fairly solid top 20 bet. I really do like his placements. Is he ready to win a major? Yeah, if he's going up against Bryson and Scotty on Sunday, kind of like he was already this year, pretty much, I don't know that the swing is in a perfect position, right? We didn't see him do great at Memorial. So I do like him for a placement, not to win.
Yes, and I would. That's why I did end up just landing on the top 20. I want some action on him because he seems like the guy where also if he gets into that situation on Sunday, then I am worried about his scrambling. Like it might even out until it no longer is evening out, and that's where it kind of bites him in the butt a little bit. So I think the top 20 is lovely on him. He's the kind of guy where it's like he's going to be top 10, top 15, or he's maybe missing the cut, or he's at the bottom of things here. Okay, another guy I want to bring up to you before this other one that I can't get away from, but Xander. His top 20 is -110.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's probably the major track record where he backdoors everything. I mean, this guy, if he is out of contention but makes the weekend, his live top 20 odds and placement odds are one of my favorite bets because this guy continues to, what he goes out on Saturday and does enough to get himself into the top 40. And then Sunday, he'll go out and shoot that 6 under and get himself into the top 8. And all of a sudden, he's paying off for you again. So if DraftKings, FanDuel, a couple of those markets do offer the live placement odds, that's honestly where I'd go to Xander because he's continually done that. But I don't think his game is tip-top yet. We haven't seen him stay, right? No 4 rounds in the first page of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Everything's been backdoor for me. And you can't win a major not coming in, being in contention all 4 rounds. It's just, you'll fold under pressure at that point. And I think that's the difference that we saw last year with Xander coming into these spots where he won. The guy was peppering leaderboards at the beginning of the season last year. Yeah. So I think that's the difference here.
His accuracy is not like he didn't even rate out for me that well. But again, I think I like your angle on looking at him when we get to any live odds here. Who have you been looking at? Is there someone you want to throw out since I've been yapping and grilling you for the last 10 minutes?
Well, let's just talk about the matchup market really quick because we already talked about Sam Burns and I've already mentioned Ben Griffin, and they've got them matched up together. It's only on Hard Rock right now. That's where I see it.
Oh, okay.
Some of these other books take a little bit of time for these matchup bets, but that's one that stuck out to me. That for me, I had this problem with Jason Kokrak a couple of years ago, where he just continually played better than I thought he was, and I don't mean to say that. This guy can smoke me any day of the week.
Yeah.
But he just continually outperformed what his baseline was week over week. And Ben Griffin's doing that right now. But with that being said, in my opinion, he's not a Sam Burns. Like, he's not quite like people are talking about him for Ryder Cup. That's great. If he goes out and performs in this major and beats Sam Burns, okay, that's it. I won't bet against him the rest of this year. But I'm taking one more shot. I do see that. Like I said, I'm on Hard Rock. I'm in Florida, so that's what I have to bet. I do see that. It's -110 on each side.
Is it?
Yeah.
God, he played. I mean, his last 3 are crazy. T8-1-2. My gosh. But again, like I'm with you, and I think Ben Griffin's getting a lot of steam. He is very much like the darling this week, where I could kind of see him be what crushes some people here, because I can imagine he'd be popular in DFS this week as well too.
Yeah, there's that range of guys at like 6,500 that are going to be super popular. Him being one of them, JT Poston, another guy that has performed well in U.S. Opens before. But the issue that I have with some of these guys that don't hit the ball as far, Poston kind of fitting in this, Brian Harman's another guy. If they don't hit 80% of their fairways, they're in big trouble. And on a course like this. Now, Harman's probably more likely to do that than Poston. But with that being said, if their accuracy is off at all, they don't hit the ball far enough, they'll be in big, big trouble this week.
Right. As far as, from a betting standpoint, is there anyone else that you have bet that you want to throw out there?
Yeah, so I'll never bet Tommy Fleetwood, even though I love him. 40 to 1, that's interesting, but the guy just can't win. So who I've actually bet? Well, here's the thing is that when Scotty goes on this run, I have so much trouble clicking anybody else.
That's with me with outrights. I just can't. And I almost would rather, not to interrupt you, I think with Scotty is I just wait until I see a better number than I saw pre-tourney, and then I just hammer it. Like I do it every time, and it's worked for me since last season.
And I think it will probably continue to work again here this week. I mean, 280. He for that number to get worse, he'd have to come out and birdie like his first couple of holes, and like all the Rory, Bryson, bogey their first couple. So it's like it's almost pointless to bet him at plus 280 if you really think that there's no chance you're going to get better than that. I think I've used the strategy that you just said. Just pick a spot. The guy is always going to be in it, even if he is a couple back. Try to get better than plus 280. With that being said, I do like betting the without Scotty market. It
Yes.
does open it up. That is, a lot more fun. Ben Griffin burned me at the Memorial, but again, it is.
Yeah.
We'll overcome that this week. Ben Griffin's not going to burn us in that market. So, with that being said, if you are in that market, Ludwig, to me, that round on Sunday, it's hard. Man, this guy's got so much talent. I know he hasn't been well.
Yeah.
Hasn't been great, but the round on Sunday was superb. And he had, I think it was a quad on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. You take out that quad, and he's 2 or 3 back. So the Ludwig without Scotty market seems like something I'd like to get into. 30-1 in the outright market, so probably a little bit less than the without Scotty. Yeah. Ludwig's one that I could see hit 85% of his fairways and be right there pretty much all week.
Yeah, and he's one that I ended up. I did bet him. I bet his each way because again, another thing I really struggle with Scotty in the field. It's hard to just place an outright, knowing that there is this like impending doom of Scotty who's like likely going to win.
Tiger Woods-esque though, right? I mean, when he's strokes gained wise, when we look at like data golf that has quantified this over a certain amount of time, he's playing the second best of anybody ever now. So how do we bet against that, right? It's really hard to.
Yeah. And it feels like you're just throwing money away at that point because then you feel silly. Maybe Scotty doesn't have like a fantastic round 1, but then you get to round 3 and he's just like running laps around everyone.
Yeah. I think Oakmont will keep it closer. I do. I don't know that he'll be able to run away and hide here, but we just saw what happened at Memorial. A couple of weeks ago. It looked like it was close all week, and it really wasn't.
Yeah. What other bets are you looking at here for it? I have 2 other guys I want to ask you about after you let us know what else you've bet.
Yeah, one guy that's playing better that has had a bad season.
Oh no.
And it's only one club. It's one club that's doing it. It got so bad at the Memorial that he started putting one-handed. Do you know who I'm talking about now?
No, I don't.
Tony.
Oh, yes. That's so funny.
Putting one-handed. If he can figure that out, triple-digit odds on this guy. I mean, he can ball strike with the best of them.
Yeah.
I know he can't make any putts right now.
Yeah.
But the ball striking numbers looked okay at the Memorial. He has played better. Like I said, the putting is horrible. I had him on one of my 3-ball lotto parlays, which I really love doing the 3 balls.
They're the best.
The daily 3 balls are so fun. And he was on one of my big parlays, and I was watching every shot of him. And I'm like, why is he putting so bad? Why have we missed 4 straight 5-footers? And because we're putting one-handed. What we got to. Yeah, Finau triple-digit odds. I mean, that's one that I'm having a hard time overlooking. And then how about a guy that verge of Bethpage, breakout season, billionaire already, doesn't care about anything. How about Maverick McNeely?
I knew you were going to say it.
I mean, 110, 125 to 1 on ESPN Bet. I mean, honestly, he's played as good as anybody this season.
Yeah.
I'd love to give him a go this week. I think that he's ripe for a breakthrough, and this could be one of them. He was pretty close. Was it PGA a couple of weeks ago where he was running on Saturday? I think it was. Saturday early morning.
I thought he fell apart. Did he fall apart at some point? Yeah,
he fell apart on Sunday.
He did, right? Yeah, I remember it was like pretty horrific, actually. Where is it? It must have been Sunday, that round 4. Let's see. Oh, yeah, wow. Yeah, he lost. He was bleeding strokes. You name it. He was bleeding. That and, oh my God, the Truist, he was horrific. Got cut at the Charles Schwab, but he was T5 at the Memorial. I guess I somehow missed that. I don't pay a lot of attention to him, I guess, but he might be worth taking a look at. Would you say his number is?
Yeah, 110, 125 on ESPN Bet, 100 everywhere else pretty much.
Yeah. If he can keep that putting in check, I think his putting makes me nervous sometimes because it's either he's like he gains like 4 strokes putting or he's losing at least 3, I feel like. Yep. And that concerns me a little bit.
Yeah, he's a boomer bust with that putter. When he gets hot with it.
He can, yes, 100%. Absolutely. Anyone else pique your interest here?
Well, if the rough wasn't 5 inches, Ryan Fox would be great in this range. But he loves to spray the ball, so I just can't play him here as good as he's playing.
Yeah.
How about another guy that's gotten it done in some big events? Another guy that if he hits 80% of his fairways has a chance. JJ Spawn, second at the Players Championship. He's sitting there at a $150, $125 in that range. The guy that, again, second at the Players Championship can't be overlooked. I think this is a big golf course for him. And he fits in that JT Poston category of, well, if they can hit 75% of their fairways, they've definitely got a chance. But if they don't hit it as far as bright
game
hits
over. Yeah.
But if you can get one of those guys right or two of those guys right, placement odds will be great on them. Obviously, DFS is huge as well. So, yeah, I do think in terms of trying to win the million on DFS or have a solid, placement card, getting these guys that can hit 75% of their fairways if they're off the tee, a good chance to score well. I mean, we look at the 2016 at Oakmont. Zach Johnson was in the top 10 and Dustin Johnson won. How does something like that happen, right? They're two totally different players.
Yeah.
And it's because they hit 90% of their fairways where, they're hitting, 220 in when Bryson's hitting 170 in, but, they're hitting 90% of their fairways. So their 220 in is going to beat the 170 in a lot of the time. So, that's the guy. It's the distance guys and then the accuracy guys. The distance or half distance, half accuracy guys, you really can't play them this week because if their accuracy is off, they'll crash out before the round is over on Thursday. They'll crash out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I even Aaron Rye. You think accuracy, and that's like one of the first guys that comes to mind. But then he's so volatile with the putter that then what do you do there? Because in theory it makes sense until you start talking about some other things.
Yeah, he's right in this range too. 125, 121. Yeah, but that putter. Yeah, he's gone through it with the putter. I don't know if you've watched the putters that he's used. He had the ugliest putter. He's gone to 2 gloves. I mean, he has tried everything. So
before we keep going, I'm going to let everyone know about Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cash back rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. And this is the last week to sign up and get your free Refs or Terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt. And you guys know how much I love Circa. I talk about Circa nonstop. I'm quite annoying. It's basically part of my personality. If you have not applied for the Ultimate Fantasy Football Draft Experience yet at Circa Las Vegas, not sure what you're waiting for, they are giving away an entire VIP stay and treatment for a 12-person league. You get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You can always get 15% off at all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa. And it's time for my bonus, Underdog Pick'em. Underdog is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, which has already passed. And the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus it gets. Here is a pick'em entry. Sorry, for golf, not for basketball. This will get you 17.91x your money. Play it safe and where am I at here? Jeez. You can, if 17.91 is too much for you, my point was you can pick 2 out of these 3 instead of being a psychopath like me here. But finishing position better than top 20. I have Sam Burns. We're going to keep rolling with the Sam Burns here until it bites us in the butt. We're just rolling with Sam Burns. John Rahm and Victor Perez sign up with Smalls to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SMALLS, 2 L's. And now let's get back to the U.S. Open. That was a little bit of a mouthful there. Victor Perez just keeps popping up for me, and he rated out well for me, and I've just decided to roll with it. And I'm putting him in some underdog stuff. He might end up in some parlays. I'm not betting him outright or doing anything crazy, but he was someone that I just liked. And he looked good at the RBC. Not that is going to tell you anything about this test that is coming up here, but I do like guys that come in good form regardless of anything.
Definitely. No doubt about it. And this guy, again, I don't mean to say that it's a corollary course of TPC Sawgrass, but a guy, Victor Perez, came out a couple of years ago, almost out of nowhere, and threw in that top five at the Players Championship. Guy that's coming in with solid form, 400 to 1. Yeah, I mean, even when we go to the top 20 placement, even top 40, if the guy makes the cut, he's coming in the top 40. He's one of those guys that's like Cam Davis. Like, if they play the weekend, they're getting inside the top 20 most of the time. Top 40 odds on DK right now are plus 180. So, yeah, he's a guy that even before you brought it up, I had my little, on Gambly, I had my little thing clicked down to check out his odds. Victor Perez, right in that range. Another guy that I like in that range, maybe you've heard a little bit about, young kid coming out, just got his PGA Tour card, not going to use it yet, but it's Jackson Coyven. And this kid's got every tool in the bag. 400 to 1 as well on ESPN Bet, 300 in a couple of the other books. But a guy that I think we're going to hear a lot of, him and Luke Clinton, over the next couple of years. Yeah. I like taking a little stab here at the top 40 market as well, and placement market in this range. I mean, 400 to 1 seems pretty long. And if this kid's going to have it, he's going to show us now. You know, he's not going to wait. So I do like that. Still an amateur, but I really like that market.
You bring up young guys, and, you know, I didn't look at his number, but got her up, like whatever his top 40 is might be worth a little bit of a look there. You talk about driving. He is crazy off of the tee. I don't know how I feel about the rest of his game, but he's been playing pretty well. So he's someone that I might look at for a top 40. He might get, go into one of these fun parlays or the 3 balls, depending on like what his match is there. There's a couple of these young guys. I mean, the 3 balls are so fun because even last week, there were some guys that were just so simply mismatched with who they are with.
Yep. That's what I like to do when we look at these 3 balls is I like to find at least one mismatch. So it's really almost like a head-to-head because we know that those odds are just so much better in 3 ball, when we get that. So, that's how I like to attack them. I like to look at the head-to-heads, and then I'll go, of course, into course fit and recent form to kind of decide between who I'm going to choose. But, they are so fun. The lotto parlay-esque of them is definitely very DFS-esque as well, coming from that world. And you can throw in, 20 lineups, $1 each, and you're getting just as much sweat. So, it is a fun time. If any of your listeners like to do that stuff, certainly will be
very fun. We'll have to throw one together and then maybe post it before round 1. Before I want to do a make the cut parlay with you, but there's 2 names that I want to talk about before we get into that, and then I let you go because I'm taking all of your time. Shane Lowry. Me and Shane Lowry have an interesting relationship. He has won me a lot of money. I love Shane Lowry. I see that people, love his number this week. I've seen him on plenty of cards. He rated out well for me, which is not a surprise. Like, he was top 5 here in 2016. He has the familiarity with this course. He has strong accuracy off the tee. He's been very consistent this year. But that consistency for me is not winning. Like, I don't foresee him. Like, he's not pulling out a win every single week. He's just kind of lingering around and finding himself into these top 20, top 15 situations.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. At the PGA, I think he might have had the most viral clip of the week at the PGA when he flubbed his shot on the 8th hole, like coming down on the cut. I mean, that was a true Jason Rouslin swing there. Let me tell you, like, in contention, chance to win the golf tour, or chance to at least, get yourself into it and just totally play yourself out. With that being said, take out the Zurich because that really can't count. He's the most strokes he's lost on the approach this season is 0.17 at RBC. And since it's actually crazy how consistent he's been with his irons. I'm looking at the profile right now. He lost 0.20 per round at the Amgen Irish Open back in September. Since then, he's gained almost every single week. Something like that. I know his off the tee numbers are not superb, but when you're hitting the irons that good, I mean, you can lay up to 100 yards and get up and down a bunch like he's doing. So, I think Lowry is a great play for DFS. I think he's just a standard play. When make the cut parlay that we're going to do, we're not going to miss this cut. He only missed the cut of the PGA because of that one shot, like I just talked about. He missed on the number as well there, so it's not like he blew the cut or anything. He just missed on the number. So, a guy that I won't bet at 50 to 1, even though that's a halfway decent number because I just don't think he can win. But on the other side, a guy that I will be playing a good amount in DFS because he continues to provide a good return on investment.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last guy here that I cannot escape. I cannot do research without him popping up. I need like a restraining order against him. He is stalking me at this point. Like Harris English, tell me how he doesn't have a good finish here. I mean, he is a winner at a difficult course this season. He has 5 top 15s and 6 starts. He's just what it is this is the perfect example of a guy that's just playing good golf. Like he is just playing good golf. This is the type of guy that I bet, and then they end up like it makes so much sense to me that he ends up missing the cut, and that's how this ends up rolling. He was T2 at the PGA Championship, T2 at Masters, 3 top 10s at the last 5 U.S. Opens, including 2 top 5s. Like, tell me how he doesn't. He's 101 to win. You don't have to get there, but like the top 20 is plus 260.
Yeah, you got to get there. I mean, this is pretty staggering now that I'm looking at it. How did he come tied for second at the PGA Championship?
I don't know.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, T12 at the Memorial. Again, that's a super finish there. He's one of those guys that he can go nuclear with the putter. That's his thing. I mean, 1.6.
He can just flush the damn ball.
And the guy he's one of those guys that's kind of like not as good as Russell Henley in striking the ball, but he's in the Russell Henley-esque of when he starts to flush it, he doesn't miss the center of the club. He's not going to overpower you, but he's not going to underpower you either. He's one of those guys I fit into that bucket that I've been talking about, that if we can get right, he's going to have another top 10 finish. If he hits 70% of his fairways this week, expect him to be on the first page of the leaderboard.
Yeah. And he's somebody just, like Harris English, it's not like a sexy household name. And that's why I think people are like, oh, no way. But like, I think that it's really hard for me to look at what he's doing, look at his statistics and find a reason not to at least have a top 20 on him.
Yeah, you got to have a little piece for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's do a make the cut parlay here. These are fun. These are always a blast to do. I think we agree here. Who did we just say? Shane Lowry. Like, we got to put Shane Lowry in the make the cut parlay.
We do. There's no doubt about it.
Let me pull up Gambly so I can do it here. Make it easy, because if you go to Gambly, you can just it builds it for you. It's like the nicest.
We'll have the actual odds of the parlay up there here probably tomorrow morning. We've been working on things, so
awesome.
You'll be able to see the odds built once as you're building it.
What's another guy that you want to advocate for being in this?
Yeah, minus 164 I'm seeing on FanDuel. We've already talked about him. Maverick McNeely. Again, I think he's fighting for a spot at Bethpage. Continues to get it done. Minus 164 is pretty close, to at least juicing up this parlay a little bit for us.
Yeah.
We got Lowry. We got McNeely. Let's see.
I know. I'm trying to scroll a little bit down if I see how crazy I want to get. Maybe I won't get too crazy quite yet. Let me go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Although I did just see a name that I kind of like. We could throw Sam Burns in there. He's minus 160 as well.
Yeah, I like that. Burns.
There we go.
One other guy.
So far.
Our guy Jeremy in the chat brought up Cam Smith.
I don't know though. I don't think I can do it.
I can't either. Because he'll miss every fairway, and that's
he's on my season-long fantasy team, and like his opportunity is behind. Like this wasn't why I drafted him in that. It wasn't for the U.S. Open. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. It was probably for Augusta, maybe. Yeah, he's one of those.
I'm still so hurt by him. Like he doesn't look like he gives a shit, and it's so frustrating to me.
He's a guy that, man, he was so fun to watch when he was on, wasn't he? Like,
that
putter in that iron game when he was at his top on the PGA Tour. Another one that I'm sad about that he left, right? Because he was just he looked like he didn't care. He had a great vibe. I could really get behind him. I love getting behind people that can light it up with the putter. With Jordan.
Yeah. Let me throw a name out at you because he popped. I understand the argument for against him, but also another thing people will hear from a lot of analysts is this ball speed, and like Minwoo Lee is someone who has not missed a cut at any of his U.S. Opens. He has finished top 30, I think, in all of them. I don't know. What is his number? It's minus 120 to make the cut.
That's pretty solid right there.
I think so.
that's never missed it.
It could get crazy though. It could get crazy with him. I'm well aware. Like he's someone that but this whole range is going to be. There is going to be some volatility.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
We could talk through a couple more. Who else is calling your name?
Yeah. All right. Since we just brought up Jordan, we've got to get a little piece of Jordan. I think to make. Actually, I think we could put him on this. What do you think? No, can't.
I think that's a good. I think it's a good place to put him because I could see Jordan falling apart on the weekends, like having a really bad round 3, round 4, but he shows something as far as the start to this. But this is a course too. Another thing you hear is this creativity and being able. He's the type of guy. Anytime, any course he plays, Jordan has found himself into a horrible lie. Like that is a Jordan-esque thing. You turn on the TV for the first time and he's like under a tree beneath a bridge and he somehow gets it out. But he's someone I trust to get out of the rough.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I
remember one more. So we got Burns, McNeely, Spieth, Lowry.
Yep.
We got to get one more in there, I think.
Did you put Minwoo in?
I didn't.
Okay, yeah, he's a little volatile for me.
He is.
Yeah, so that's plus. So Burns, McNeely, Lowry, Spieth is around plus 500, roughly.
Yeah.
On where you're betting. So let's just see if we can find somebody. I was looking
a little bit further down. Jaeger is interesting to me, but I don't like him. So, but he did pop a couple times, unfortunately. Perez is plus 108.
Perez, I don't mind that at all.
It kind of gets gross after Perez. He's about as, let's see.
Yeah, it does get a little gross.
It gets a little weird down here.
Yeah, it really does. I'm looking and I really can't find anybody that I like.
Yeah.
How about Guido Migliozzi?
He would be the only one I think I could get behind.
I don't even know if I could though there. I mean, there's just so much volatility. Davis Riley has been playing better golf.
He has.
Eric EVR crashed out last week, but he's playing better golf.
How has Nico been off the tee? I didn't take a look at him, but I don't think he played that. Oh God, he's been bad. Never mind. But before last week, he had he's 2. I don't know what Nico's doing. I tried to get there.
Okay.
I have a list of guys that haven't missed a cut in a while. Tom Kim is one of them. Denny McCarthy is one of them.
He had a decent Memorial, then kind of fell apart over the weekend. Yeah, Sung Jae hasn't been that good. Oh, what about Andrew Novak at -20?
Okay, I did scroll. I don't mind that. And he's someone too, I'm very prepared to put him in here. And if he misses the cut, I'm not going to be mad because I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, I really like Novak. I was listening. He was on Pat Mayo's podcast earlier.
I didn't get a chance to listen yet.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Okay.
He was just really good. And he explained at the Memorial the bunkers that Jack was playing mind games with them. And it totally screwed him for basically the whole week. He said he's been top 5 on tour this year in saves. And he's like, I had no idea what to do. And he's like, I totally crashed out. He's like, I had basically no chance. He's like, however, at Oakmont, he's like, I love the setup there. I think ball striking will carry me. He's like, I've putted well in that area before.
Yeah.
So, -122. I think it's probably the start at Memorial that's pushing those odds because this guy was top 10 player in the world.
Yeah, I know.
Playing so,
and that gets us to plus 957. So it's Novak, Spieth, Burns, McNeely, Lowry. Almost gets to 10-1 there.
Yeah, I love that. So if you want to, what we got to do is we got to take a screenshot of this, throw it up on Twitter at GamblyBot in there, and everybody will be able to follow along with us.
I will absolutely do that when I hop off here. You've been fantastic. Any last guys you want to throw out here before I let you go?
Okay, I've already brought up Jackson Coybe, and I made a point to do that because I do think that he's got all the talent in the world. I do like that. So how about a guy that can bomb the ball? Here, I guess the one more point I want to say is I would favor bombers here because, like we've talked about, if we can find a bomber that hits 70% of their fairways, these guys are going to be in such good shape. So one guy that I like down in the 200 range, played well last week, played well on Sunday, is Belgian bomber Thomas Dietrich. 251. The guy absolutely hits the ball.
Yeah.
He's got another Thomas Belgian brother that I'm sure you and I have enjoyed watching over the years. Thomas Peters, who's also playing in this. But Thomas Dietrich playing well, hits the ball a mile. I think he's definitely worth at least some placement looks. In that range, Rasmus Højgaard, another guy that can absolutely launch it.
He's on my season long. He drives me crazy too, though.
Yeah. I would put Rasmus, Dietrich, and Cam Davis all in the same bucket that if they make the cut, they're paying out you that top 30, top 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or they're missing the cut. There's no in between for them.
There's not going to be a single in between. I'm totally with you on that. Absolutely love it. This is maybe now I have to go and sit down and start rethinking how I do it before I finalize my card. Let everyone know where they can find you, and I'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, at DFS Golfer 23 on Twitter. Michael Jordan fan, if everyone wants to know where the 23 comes from, obviously. Yeah. And you can also find me at Gambly. I'm a senior product manager over there.
Yeah.
I manage all of the products. One of the other products that we didn't talk about that we will be on here, where if you want a recap of this show, it's takes.com. Again, part of Gambly. Where it is, it's an AI that goes and listens to us here and breaks down our conversations or our blurbs about each individual golfer into little snippets. We link back to the actual timestamp of the podcast.
Wow.
It's really cool. It's groundbreaking kind of stuff. So that's
awesome. Yeah, have to go check it out. Everyone go follow Jason. We'll have to get you on again for another tournament. You're fantastic. I'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, thanks, Stephie. Appreciate it. It was awesome, and good luck this week.
Yes, good luck. And I will definitely get up our Make the Cut parlay there. We'll do 3 balls with him as well. You've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data backed bets. Download the Rhythm app and check out Power Trends and start betting smarter. We will be. I'm going to give you, though, a golf bet, a short dog play that they like. It is Patrick Reed. We know how Patrick Reed plays at majors. Top 20 at plus 260. Go get your free 7-day trial. Great week to do it with the US Open. I also use it to do live hole props. I was betting a lot of those this weekend. Yes, it's very degenerate, but they have it make it so easy to bet on these live holes. So sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts. A bet that I like, again, going with the theme with the US Open here, top 10 after round 1, Shane Lowry. Talked about Shane Lowry. This is one way that I'm going to play him. It's going to be top 10. After round 1, he is fantastic in round 1. He has a familiarity with this course. All in on Shane Lowry, like the plus 500. Not going to get cute with the first round leader, any of that bullshit. Just top 10, nice and simple after round 1. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SMALLS for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SMALLS. And now producer Ryan is going to join us for a little bit of chaos, a little bit of NBA betting. How's it going, producer Ryan?
Oh, it's going so good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about this week.
Yeah. All right.
Feel good about it. I hope I do a little bit better than the PGA. I didn't do that bad. I'm being hard on myself. The weather is nice here, though. That's good.
Well, finally, the weather's hot here, and we've had some crazy rainstorms. Yeah, we had this crazy rainstorm that knocked down a huge chunk, not even a tree branch, a chunk of tree onto my house. A huge chunk of tree, and my landlord's all freaked out. So he thinks that the roof is ruined now, and he acts like I did it, dude. I just live in here.
You attracted the tree.
Yeah, he's blaming me somehow. So, that that just might be my own insecurities talking.
Probably.
So yeah, I have some NBA Finals bets I wanted to throw out.
I did not. Okay. Also, like, if the Flyers are just gonna win by 1 billion points, I'm not gonna be watching much of it.
No, that is fair. I turned it off after the third quarter last night myself because I was like, I need to just get some sleep. So totally get that. But I do think going back to Indiana, it should be a closer game.
Yes, I agree.
So here we go. So I'm going to do kind of like one stat, one bet. We've talked about this segment before. We've never tried it. Let's do it.
Let's try it now.
SGA, he shot the ball only 21 times compared to 30 field goal attempts in game 1. So the bet I'm going with is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander under 34.5 points.
Okay.
Because he's shooting the ball more. He's becoming more of a distributor. Also, his numbers take a hit away from home. Like he only scores like 28 points versus like 32-point average. So I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander under 34.5 points.
Love it.
Love it. I know you're really locked into this segment.
I love it so much. I love basketball. It's my favorite sport. Woohoo! Go basketball.
Okay, Tyrese Halliburton, the stat.
I like him. Don't do an under. You're going to give me an under, aren't you?
No. I'm going to do an over. The advanced stats show that he had 13 and 15 potential assists in the first 2 games.
Ooh.
But only converted into 12 actual assists. So I think that those are going to start turning in his favor. So I like Tyrese Halliburton over 9+ assists, so over 8.5 assists.
Okay, I got one because I didn't give it out during one of the ad reads.
All right, let's hear it.
Rhythm has a power trend that they like. Look at me in the ad. Look at him bringing it back. There
we go.
Andrew Nembhard under 16.5 points and assists at +100. They have a win probability of 67.6% on that. That's my stat.
That's awesome. All right. I'm going to have to bet that.
Not an under, girl, but I'm going to do it.
Say it again. It was Andrew Nembhard under 16.5.
And assists, +100. That's one of the power trends on Rhythm.
Power trends. It's such a powerful name. Okay. Here we go. Pascal Siakam.
Love him too.
Yeah. All right. You're in on the Pacers.
Yep.
He's gone over 3.5 assists in assist total in 9 of his last 10 games as an underdog.
We like that.
Obviously the Pacers are underdogs even at home. So I'm going Pascal Siakam over 3.5 assists, and that's at +134. So plus money.
I'm here for it.
There you go.
Plus money.
I love plus money. That's my favorite kind of money. That's my favorite kind of money.
Maybe we should combine one. We should combine like 2 of these with Scotty to win and see what odds we get.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
That's a way to.
That's some real degen shit right there.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Isaiah Hartenstein over 7.5 rebounds. You hate him?
Yeah, my trend is every time I bet on him, he does not win.
Well, here's the stat. He's averaging 8.4 rebounds per game on the road this season and 7.9 rebounds per game overall in the playoffs. So over 7.5 rebounds at even money, I think that's pretty darn good. Look, I even said darn. I didn't even curse.
Why?
I don't know.
That makes me hate it more.
Just because I'm betting on a white guy, so I didn't feel like I could curse. I don't know why that's not something I should have ever said. Okay. Now I have 2 segments for you to play.
Okay. I feel like I look high, and I just want to clarify I'm not
How high are you?
I don't know why my eyes look like that right now. Anyways, go ahead.
Here we go. Start bench fire. Okay, start, bench, fire. So these are Alex Caruso's nicknames.
Okay.
Alex Caruso. I'll pull up a photo of him. There we go. Okay.
Not the cutest kid.
Not the cutest guy, but
he tried.
His nicknames are, so you have to start, bench, and fire one of these. The Accountant, Bald Mamba.
Boring. Bald? Is he bald?
Yeah, he's bald.
Oh, pull it up again.
Okay. He's 100% bald. And
okay, he looks like Prince Harry.
And
kind of. Okay, go ahead.
Caruso.
Okay, I like. Wait, what is it?
Start, bench, fire.
Okay, fire, Accountant. Start, Bald Mamba, and bench, Caruso.
Yeah. Okay. I would fire Caruso. I like the Accountant. You don't like the Accountant? He looks like an accountant.
Does he? I don't think he does. He looks like someone from like my hometown that like used to sell me pot or something. I don't know. He doesn't give. It's not giving accountant. Although I guess most of those guys ended up being accountants.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Most of those guys are working in finance in some way now.
Yeah, one way or the
other. Okay. This one is some of your favorite drinks. Espresso martinis at Circa. Watermelon high noons.
I mean,
and Dr. Pepper.
That's fucked up, Brian. That's fucked up. Brian, that's fucked up.
I know. I've gotten to know you pretty well. I've gotten to know you pretty well.
Oh, okay. I would start high noon, bench Dr. Pepper, and unfortunately for the espresso martini, although I love Circa, it's got to go.
You can't drink espresso martinis all the time. You know,
and I need the Dr. Pepper to be on the bench for when I'm on the over.
Totally. Okay. And this you can go on a Midwestern rant if you need to. So these are Midwest foods. Buffalo chicken dip.
Okay. Are they all dips?
No. Beer cheese soup.
Ew.
And hot dish.
Who?
Hot dish. Do you know what hot dish is?
What's that?
I don't know. It said it's like a
is it like what I was expecting?
It's Minnesota's sacred casserole, tater tots, ground beef, and cream of soup.
Did everyone listen to the last show? Did I not say that is one of the things that they do? I didn't know what the fuck it was called. Ew. That is getting fired so unbelievably fast because I don't fuck with it at all. I feel like that's something you like maybe you should have in college when you're like in a pinch and just should never eat it again. Beer cheese, I guess I would bench, but like I'm having a little bit of nightmares from this beer cheese soup that I had in Minnesota. And they put popcorn on it. And it feels so unbelievably unnecessary. And then I would obviously start buffalo chicken dip because that's the most normal out of them all.
Fair. I like that. Okay, this one is called Bet It or Blacklist It. It's kind of like Smash or Pass, but I don't know. These are hot takes that you can bet or blacklist.
Okay.
The Patriots are going to be fun bad this season, like the 2010s Browns.
Fun bad. What's fun bad? Like, what's the win total? Like, what? How many games? What is that? What is fun bad? Like winning? Like 4, 5?
4 or 5, yeah. But in a fun way, like they keep it close every game, but they lose. Like Drake May has an exciting season, but keeps losing.
I will bet it, but I don't feel great about it. And if you asked me that next week, I probably would blacklist
All right.
it.
The Bears will be this year's Lions. Playoff team, top 10 offense.
No.
Blacklist It.
I'm okay.
That was an easy one for you.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Dak Prescott.
I'm not putting my money on that. That's the point of the game.
Dak Prescott's window in Dallas is officially closed.
Yeah, I mean,
Bet it.
I would bet that, and that's probably more on the Cowboys and less about Regress Scott.
Last one. JJ McCarthy won't start a single game this season.
Blacklist it. He's going to start it, and they're going to win a bunch of games, and everyone's going to feel silly goosey for betting their win total under.
All right, silly goosies.
Silly
you
goosies.
Heard it here first. Silly gooses. If you bet the Vikings.
Yeah. Silly goosies. Not a fan. I can't hear you now. Where'd you go? All right, I'll close out the show here. Like, you're gone. You're gone, right? Hopefully you can hear me. Like, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things. We will be back on Wednesday. Nikki the Good. We're going to have a guest on to do NFL futures, really start diving into those. And until then, I will see you guys later.